Welcome to craftedcrate.com, the UK's best craft beer delivered to your door. It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Arbor Ales and it's a bottle of their Rocketman American IPA. It's coming in at 6% ABV and it's been brewed with Mosaic and Citra hops. This sounds really promising. I've not reviewed a Arbor Ales beer for, it must be well over 3 years. Let's get this beer out into a glass then and see what we get. Look at the smoke on the opening. Beer in the glass then. It's a bottle conditioned beer, so I'm going to be quite careful. That will do. I'll show you all of that yeast in the bottle later on, but I don't want to spoil it too much. It is a very hazy beer anyway. I don't mind that personally in an IPA. I quite like a hazy IPA. At the moment they're all the rage. There's a lot of hazy IPAs out there. 2016, they're quite fashionable. I'm rolling it around. I'm creating a one finger white-ish head. As I mentioned earlier, it's a hazy golden coloured ale with a little bit of slow moving carbonation. Let's get the aroma. Oh yeah, this smells fantastic. It really takes me back really when I was reviewing Arbor Ales a few years ago. I don't know why I've taken so long to get back to their beers. Probably that I've had so many other beers kind of come my way in between that time. But I should really look out more for Arbor's beers. They really had a great craft brewery. And I remember, can't quite remember the name of the beer at the time, but I remember reviewing a really hoppy beer from Arbor 3 or 4 years ago and it was absolutely fantastic, and this takes me right back to that time of reviewing that beer. The Citra and Mosaic hops are really shining in this beer. It's glowing, it really is. A fantastic aroma of grapefruit pine and some blood orange. Let's dive in. Cheers. And really importantly, the first thing I actually got, bar the hops, was this lovely waft of malt. This lovely biscuity, bready, freshly baked bread. Like when you walk past the bakers in the morning, that freshly baked bread smell. Or maybe not so much bakers in 2016. Maybe when you're walking around your local supermarket and they're cooking freshly baked bread. At the supermarket, you get that lovely smell. You get that in the taste. You get that kind of that raw biscuity sweetness and flavour as well. That quickly then, that flavour is only a very brief part of the beer, but it's an important part. What happens after that is that mosaic and that, what did I say, mosaic and citra hop roll over onto your palate. And that really does kind of, you get bitterness, you get lots of blood orange, lots of pine, lots of grapefruit. It's just a real joy of a beer. It's not too bitter, it's not too hoppy. So you get a sense then of the balance of the beer, that real good sweetness and that bitterness and the maltiness and the hoppiness. It's a really good balanced beer then. I like it, and again, you would never think it was a 6% ABV beer. It drinks really well. So that's really a description of this beer. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. I did promise to show you the yeast, so you can see that cloudy-ish beer. Now let me show you what happens when I add all of that. Can you see the bits and pieces floating around? Don't be alarmed. If you're getting into craft beer, this so happens to be your first craft beer, or if you bought a craft beer that you read on the label is bottle conditioned, you've thrown all of the beer into the glass, don't be alarmed, you haven't ruined the beer. This is the second fermentation process. This is where they add a little bit of yeast to each bottle, and that helps to carbonate the beer in the bottle. It's full of vitamin B. I always get mixed up. It's either vitamin B or vitamin D. I'm going to say B for now. It's full of vitamin B, so it's full of goodness. It's full of roughage. There's nothing wrong with it. It won't harm you, as I will now show you. It adds, for me, and I've always said this when I first started reviewing beer, it changes the mouthfeel slightly. It gives a slight chalkiness, but it's an added bonus. The more you can kind of flavour you can cram into a beer, the more you want a little bit of body, I think. It's still very drinkable, a lovely drinkable beer, but it just adds a little bit more of a body. If I wasn't reviewing this beer, I wouldn't even leave that last little bit in the bottom. I would kind of pour half, wash it round, chuck the rest in, drink the beer. It's how I like beer. You may be very different, you may want a clear beer, but I'm just here to say that it doesn't harm you. Rating then for Arbor Ales Rocketman American IPA, 6% ABV. I like that. I like that for the fact that yes, you get the mosaic and the citra hops, but yes, you still get that malt. I think it's very important that a beer is balanced. So I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom and cheers.